But it's just me. Now it's just 3. Now it's just 2. Now it's just me. Hey.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I've come back with a comprehensive Koby guide. Little fun fact, I went 10-0 over the weekend. As you've probably seen my other video on the channel. I was at the Wolverhampton Regional and I was undefeated in Swiss. And I got to top 16. Yeah, it was pretty incredible. I'm over the moon. It was my first ever regional as well. And I did it with Koby. Yeah, the deck I've probably spent the most time on. And yeah, I had a couple people come up to me over the weekend, ask how did I do that, what was this matchup like, and this is a comprehensive Koby guide, essentially. This is going to run through good and bad matchups, then my deck profile, then certain plays on curve, and what to do in your off curve, and then finally we'll do one test game just for everything, I show today. This is the exact list I ran in Wolverhampton. I've changed it a little bit since, but I think this list is still very fine. And yeah, no, there's no issues with this. And we're gonna get straight into good and bad matchups. So popping up on your screen now is a small little tier list I've made. Some of these decks aren't completely meta relevant, some of them are. And I thought I would give you a little rundown on what's good, what's bad, how to beat the bad, how to secure the wins into the good, things like that. I'm not going to spend too long on the unpopular decks. The main 3 I'll go into is, the main 4 is Luffy, Enel, Nami, and Teach. But to start off with the very bad here. Now these are decks where I get punished for clearing their board, or it's quite aggro. So things like Rosie, I can't clear his board easily. I can get punished for trying to clear his board with his leader effect. It's just not going to work very easily. Boa, I physically take life. That sucks. And Zoro. Yeah, Zoro is just way too aggro for me. You're bypassing the blockers. Even if I get Smoker and Dashigi up, doesn't mean a lot because he can just swing into it. So all 3 of those decks, not great. Boa, I'm probably going to consider moving into okay. But it's again, if you steal Smoker and Dashigi, then it could be okay. But other than that, this is not an easy matchup. And bad. Okay, we've got the 2 Luffys and Croc. Croc's another one, but I can't clear their high end because he can literally just physically play it out again. But the one benefit with Croc in compared to the others in very bad is at least I can clear his mid end, like his Missile Sunday. I say that's still kind of high end, but you get what I mean. And I can at least clear his Zombie Luffy. So it's winnable, but it's not easy. And the other 2 Luffys, the reason they're in bad is they are too defensive, in the way that it's very hard for us to clear red-green Luffy's board, as they will have the Don. They get the free probably 4 to 6k a counter a turn. It's just not great at all. And Bell Luffy. Bell Luffy, again, same as Rosinante, except multiple times a turn. Only difference is the only difference is him being able to do it multiple times a turn isn't always a good thing, especially if you're character rush. You can keep swinging into his rested field and really get him to take loads of life in a turn. So it's not like not as bad as Rosie, but at the same time it's not amazing. Cool, now we'll get a bit more in depth into the okay tier. This is Enel, Nami, and Teach. Now I would say with these 3 decks it all heavily depends on how good the opponent is as well. Of course that matters for every deck, but with these 3 I find it, I almost wanted to put them all into bad or all into good, because I've had I've had them like a mixture of matchups that you can see the stark difference between a good Enel player and a bad one. I put it that way. Same with the other 2, but Enel more than either. Starting off with Enel, yeah, Enel is a fine matchup for us. The deciding factor is if they're playing the dog or not. That fucking dog that I hate. Seriously, I fucking hate that dog. Yeah, if they play the dog, then it kind of sucks. But other than that, it's kind of okay. You can clear their low end with the 4-cost Koby. You got a Hibari for the Frankie, and if they're playing the hand rip law, you can kind of clear their mid end kind of easily. And you've got Dole for their 6-cost. I probably have the most trouble when they they kind of get like a good couple low end guys. Can be quite hard because then I'm always swinging into them, and then it's more times they can just chip away at my life, and eventually they just whittle me down. But that's not always the case. It does depend on how much low end they see. If they choose to play it like all straight away, it's a lot of factors. But NL, you kind of focus on low end and you try and keep up tempo with the 4 cost Koby, and the 6 cost try and keep your hand like nice and fresh. Nami's an odd one. Nami hasn't got a lot to do with your your grind game, other than the 8 cost and Koby and the 8 cost Smoker and Tashigi. So your grind game against Nami can be good, but I do often find like the life rips with the 5 cost Nami and Robin makes the grind quite hard. I like to be a bit more aggro, and aggro while being defensive. The way I do that is Smoker and Tashigi and the 8 cost Koby are great cards. You pair them together and you're an 8k leader. It's absolutely incredible. It makes it very hard for Nami to heal and go aggro at you. If they can't, they normally Nami will like to swing heal in a turn, but they physically will not be able to do that. If you're an 8k leader, they're most likely going to put loads of Don under, try and swing, and then they're maybe on 1 or 2 life, you kind of go aggressive next turn, or they heal, and you just keep going in. Simple as. If they heal, that's more cards staying in your hand. So, yeah, Nami's a pretty simple one. I've played it a lot. I used to think it's bad, but I think if you're quite a bit more experienced in Koby, then it's not as bad as I like to thought. Now, Teach is an odd one. This is my my only win in Top Cut. I think the deciding factor is who goes first, who goes second. You both want second. Teach and Koby want it quite desperately. That is like the deciding factor. I'm not gonna lie to you. Same with like Enel and Nami. Like, these 3 decks are a 50-50 matchup, I'd say, but that is a good thing. Like, I would much rather have 50-50 into meta decks than like 70-30 their way. That fucking sucks. No one wants that. The fact that these decks, I believe, are 50-50 is a good thing. And I'd rather have a couple rogue decks I struggle into that aren't as popular. But Teach, you kind of have to just go aggressive. You don't try and play the long game as you would for most of these matchups going forward. You just go aggressive. You play your Koby and Helmeppo, and then the turn after you'll have 2 7k swingers their life. If it gets to a grind game, you've probably lost. You want to try and get them hurt. You want to get them in the position that they don't want to play a 10 cost Teach. And a good part of Koby's grind game is Smoker and Tashigi, who saves you a couple cards every turn. He could just negate it with the 10 cost Teach, turns it off for the game, makes you a 5k leader. It sucks. Okay, onto the good matchups. You've got Goofy. This deck is very prominent. In fact, it was 8 out of my 10 wins over the weekend. Absolutely crazy. This deck is very good, very, very strong, but too bad. Koby's way better. We're way better. Yeah, Luffy's a very good deck. It's just end of. But your deck is, hey, it was almost like tailored to counter. You've got Hibari to clear their low guys. You've got Koby to clear their low guys. You've got Koby and Helmeppo, being able to just keep up the grind with draws. Smoker Tashigi being a 7k leader, it's not easy for them either, especially when they're going for lethal, unless they've got Bon Clay, which they shouldn't, because you probably would have cleared it with Koby or Hibari. Absolutely lovely. Such a great matchup. It was also my only loss of the entire event as well. A shout out to, I completely forgot his name now. He's an incredible player, absolutely incredible. Seriously, I beat him day 1, but it's like he did his research or something. He really got me day 2. Fair play to him. He played it very well. So it's good, but it's not in the oh yeah tier because it is losable. Next one, Red Blue Ace. The deck that isn't as popular, but I thought I'd put it in here because I did see a good couple over the weekend. I think it's popular enough to warrant putting on a list. This deck is good. It's good. Again, it's more like Teach, where you both want to go second, but with Ace, you feel like I feel like I can go first more often than not. Again, it's similar to Teach, but in the opposite way. You don't ever try and run these guys down. In fact, it's actually good for not to swing into them until you can kind of kill them. Okay, so something I probably should have explained is Koby is very good into decks that play one big guy a turn, because you can simply Hibari and Dole, and normally that card goes. You know, Hibari, Dole, and it's gone. So, against Ace, every time they play a Whitebeard, if you can match that with a Dole, beautiful, absolutely beautiful, you're winning this. You start to lose when they can get 2 or more new gates at the same time, but like, it's just one of those matchups that I've had a lot of practice against as well, and I don't find it hard at all, simply just because Hibari Dole basically either drains their hand or clears their big guy. If it drains their hand, that's almost like even better, you know. Very simple again. Yeah, cool. Also, they're only gonna have four new gates. Again, you're only gonna have 4 Doles, but hey, those new gates are a lot more important to them than your Doles. Next one is Mihawk. There's another deck that's creeping about on the weekend. I mean, Prouder in Sabaody came top 32 with it as well in Top Cut in the same bracket as me. Yeah, no, it's still a very strong deck, of course, but I think Koby's pretty fine into it. For almost the same reason as Ace, I struggle into Mihawk when they typically play a couple of mid-range bodies and can defend them. Like, if they play like a Law to bounce a small guy and play like a Bonnie or a Perona, that's when I start struggling, right? But when it gets to the end game and they're just playing out Law Beppo, 9-cost Mihawk, it's absolutely free. It's the same reason as Ace. You know, you play Dole, minus it. Only bonus is their guys aren't as big as Newgate, so it's just a bit easier. Yeah, and they like having small guys as well. You've got Koby and Hibari. Clear them. Make sure they they're kind of banking on having Coffin Boat to do their leader effect. Otherwise, you know, they're almost locked out of their leader effect for the game. Not actually locked out, but you get what I mean. You know, obviously they want to rest Coffin Boat. But yeah, now onto the oh yeah tier. Now these 3 decks I typically don't struggle against at all. I can lose them, I have lost to them, it's definitely possible, especially if you brick, but these are very good matchups. I'm not going to go into them heavily since these decks aren't nearly as popular anymore, but I'll go into them anyway, really quickly. Lucy is the exact same reason I spoke about Ace, Ace, Teach, and Mihawk. When they play their guys, you just clear them. They're Lucy's, not Lucy, they're Sabos. But the bonuses, they're even lower than Mihawk's guys, which are lower than Ace's guys. Makes it beautiful, absolutely beautiful matchup. Obviously their removal could be a bit tough, so you really have to get your trash filled up, you know. You want to see that 1-cost searcher event to give you a bit of insurance if they try and remove something, but that's it. Moria, you kind of just keep clearing their field. Yeah, you could be on like 6 life, and it doesn't matter because they'll typically have a low hand, and you clear their field. If they swing, you can swing into a hogback, and the hogback will trigger, play out a guy. Oh, not trigger, on KO, play out a guy. You swing into that. You swing into that guy with Hibari. The hogback's the only one there's a bit of an issue with, but you can clear the other ones just fine as well. Typically an okay matchup. I say okay, like a very good matchup, you know. It's one of those ones I like to chill on 0 life and ignore the boa. Chill on 0 life with like a smoker and a Shigi, and every turn kind of try and play out a body or just have loads of counter in hand if they try and go for lethal. And lastly, Teach, the OG Teach. This one is sound. Absolutely sound matchup. You don't have many on plays that you actually care about. It's literally only Helmeppo and the Searcher. Other than that, you can keep up card advantages so well with the 4-cost Koby and the 6-cost Koby. Make sure your hand's always plentiful compared to their hand, which has got fuck all in it. And Ace Luffy is great against taking on their 10-cost teachers. Absolutely great. Very fine matchup. Yeah, I've won it 9 out of 10 times. So yeah, here's a little list of all the decks. If you're struggling against any of the decks at your locals, that are in the okay or above tier, definitely pick up Koby. If your locals is riddled with Rosinante, Boa, or Croc, I think you just pack it in, son. I don't think you pick up Koby. No, I'm kidding. Obviously those matchups are winnable, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. Cool. So that's the deck breakdown. If you guys have any disagreements or anything that, you know, any other in-depth questions or other matchups, please let me know below. Just because these are the ones I've had the most practice about, but I'd like to see what your guys' locals has, so I can, you know, try and give you the right advice. Cool. Now here's the deck list. Very simple. If you want to see, my nice flashy ults, then by all means look at my other video. In my other video, I didn't really go straight into depth of why I'm playing each card. Oh, I do need to swap something out real quick, and this will matter for the video later on. But yeah, here is my deck list from the weekend. I would say every single one of these cards came up except that doll. Hence why I just swapped it out before the video began. But I'll go to a little card by card, a bit more in depth, and just really let you know why I play each of these fuckers. Cool. So starting off with Kujaku. She is a searcher. Simple as. Next card. No, in all seriousness, she's a great searcher. The fact you could trash her, get that extra 1k. Lovely. It's really good, especially if you play if you're going second and you play 2 Kujakus. Think of it, that's 2k bodies that you could 2k you can add onto a body later on, especially if it's Luffy. And how it'll work is I play Peacock, then on 2, sorry, Kujaku. I play Kujaku on 2, Hibari on 4, Koby on 6. Now when I play Koby on 6, typically I'm going to be swinging with him that turn. I will be trashing Peacock to give Koby the +1. Just gives it that extra because going 7 at a body is fine. Going 8 or 9 as well, it's so great. You're either getting rid of 2 2Ks if it's a 5 body, or 3 cards, or the body's gone. It's amazing. Also makes you not feel bad for playing over searchers. You're not playing over a searcher going shit. Wish I got more use out of that. You physically get to get as much use out of this card as possible. But really quick, because I don't think I've actually mentioned it yet in the video, I'm just going to go ahead with Koby's leader effect. Yeah, the most important thing of the deck. So straight away, this effect is a bit wordy, but it's not that bad. Your sword type characters can attack characters on the turn they're played. So what this means is if they have a rested character, you can swing into them with any of the sword type characters you've played that turn. And almost the whole deck is sword. Hibari, Koby, Helmeppo, Koby, Kujaku, other Helmeppo, and that's it. But and this Kujaku, I guess, as well. But other than that, you're not going to be swinging with this. You're not going to be swinging with Ripper the turn it's played anyway. Doesn't matter. So that's the core of the leader effect. Oh, and the bonus paragraph you probably noticed. If your Navy type character with 7k base power or less would be removed by an opponent's effect. So this basically covers everything except these 2 guys. You can put 3 cards, any cards, from your trash to the bottom of your deck in any order. So this is amazing insurance against Luffy if they are playing. Well, they are playing Gravblade. Jet Culverine. What else? This is the main reason the Lucy matchup is very good as well. But it just gets people off guard, even against Ace, when they're trying to play Jozu to bounce a guy, you just say no. It's lovely. Love having that inbuilt protection. I've been playing a bit of what's the deck called? I've been playing a bit of Hannibal at locals, and it's I got hit with Gravblade, and I was like, okay, put 3 to the bottom. It's like, oh shit, oops, I actually have to worry about removal now. Fuck's sake. No, it's amazing. Cool. Get back to the core of the deck. So we've looked over Kujaku. By the way, if I say any of them names wrong or anything, that's just because the Sims you see at the bottom there, it says Peacock. I'm always gonna get a bit confused. But so ignore me. The next card, Asabu Luffy. Lovely reduction, absolutely lovely. Just a better Otama, great 2k as well. Comes up so much, especially into slightly bigger bodies, into decks like Ace, Mihawk comes up. It's basically your backup doll, worst case scenario. Cool. So on to Hibari. So yeah, she's the problem child of the deck. Yeah, she's the one that you really have to watch out for. I'm sure most of my opponents will know. Man, this is rough for them, not for us. We love it. On play, up to one of your sword type leaders or characters can also attack active characters during this turn. So your leader obviously gives everything character rush. Hibari literally swings to the active characters. Great. Leaves literally nothing safe on their field. If you notice, it's on play and when attacking. So, and it's not once per turn either. So, on play, you can say Hibari herself can attack active characters. You swing into an active, and you see something else can attack active. maybe your leader, another character. It's insane. It's insane. It makes you have so much board control. I love the board control with this card. Absolutely insane. So, last part, just because the first part of the effect would have been good enough as it is, they just said, hey, give something -1. I mean, that's fucking insane. You get so much value over this 3/5, good stats, good effect. She's insane. Give something -1, especially when I'm playing against Luffy, and I'll play her typically the same turn. They might have a Croc out on field. You know, I -1 the Croc, go 5 at Croc, then my leader can attack the Croc, another 5 at Croc, something like that, for example. It's a very strong card, just absolutely amazing. Next card, Doll. This is probably my favorite card of the deck. God, it's just so amazing. She's a blocker, pretty standard, and you can trash a card, -6k. It's just absolutely incredible. Helps get rid of those big guys just like that. Even like the mid-range guys, like Buggy and Prisoner, or like some a little bit like, it's still high end, but like Boa, where it doesn't have the same stats as like a Newgate or you know, Law and Beppo. Just really making sure they do die. It's absolutely great. And you gotta remember a really important thing with this deck: your blockers have built-in protection with your leader effect. So obviously they're vulnerable to things like Dead Man's Game, but it's so nice having a blocker against, like, let's say, like even Lucy. Here's Lucy. Go in, cool. This blocker is going to be a blocker. You know, no bullshit. Unless they try and get rid of it twice. And if that's the case, boom, that's fine. They've wasted 2 cards on it, and some done. Yeah, that's enough about Doll. On to the next one, Koby. Now, I am unsure about Koby. I like this card. I do like this card. Yeah, I like the draw, and I like it gets that extra +1k. But it's okay. I think I'm a bit greedy with Hibari always being able to attack actives. It just feels a little bit like, oh man, he can't attack active characters. This guy sucks. No, he's still very strong. KO 3k base power and draw a card if you have 6 cards or less in hand. There's a couple tech cards I'm going to go through with you guys on the next section, which actually involves his effect in more detail. I think it's an amazing little tech, so yeah, I'll go more in detail on that. As far as it stands though, this card's good against Luffy, good against Enel, isn't bad against Teach. You know, you get to still swing at life while clearing like a Vasco shot or something, and then it's like, cool, they don't get to redirect because it's already dead. Yeah, simple as. I mean, it's just another sound body, you know. But if I'm going to cut anything, he's one of the first cards I do typically cut. If I want to bring him down to like 3 or 2, you know. Cool. On to Smoker and Tashigi. This card's amazing. I was not a massive fan of this card at first. I think this card is absolutely sick. Simple as, has actual rush this time, which is nice considering your whole deck has character rush. It's nice to have some actual rush. And opponent's turn, your leader becomes 7k. Absolutely fucking insane. I was losing a lot more with this deck before I was utilizing Smoker and Tashigi, and I was just like, oh, let me get out another 6-cost Koby or another Kujaku. You know, no. This card's insane. I get it out 9 times out of 10. I get it out as quick as I can in no matter any matchup, except things like Lucy where they can remove it a bit easily or minus it. Because remember, you don't have built-in protection for your 8Ks and higher. But against things like Nami or Moria or Luffy, God, it's so good just being able to be a 7k leader, you know. Very simple. Cool. On to Aramaki. He is Hibari at home. He's a 2k, and you can trash him, trash the top 2, to say one of your characters can attack actives. He's like your last resort of, ooh, shit, I need that guy to attack actives, I really need that character gone, play Aramaki. He's sound. He also is not bad into certain matchups because he gets your trash filled up. I've played it against Lucy before, where I've had to just play it just to get the cards into the trash. It's not bad. It's not a bad little card as well. Cool. Ripper. If you have a Black Navy character, gains blocker. Absolutely sound. I like this card because I like to chill on 0 life typically and be like a 7 or 8k leader. Then you just pop, you pop a Ripper down. Means that they can't just commit, go 15k at life. They got to really think about it. Does not make it easy for them. Doll was typically a card that did not come up as much as I wanted it to, but it is very, very nice. Just gives all your Navy type characters +2 cost. yeah, simple as. You might be thinking, well, what the fuck? But yeah, no, I'm sure Mihawk players are screwing because it means that they cannot Electrical Luna your Koby and Helmeppo, your two main characters of the deck. So making them an 8 cost just makes it rough for them to actually deal with them, simply. I also play this because I found myself bricking on too many Rippers, and sometimes I'd have, like, let's say, a Hibari, a Smoker, and Tashigi. I wouldn't actually have, like, the only black, like, Navy characters I want to play is Ripper. Or I'd have in my hand, I mean. So having the doll just means it's extra nice, just for it's another black Navy target, which obviously we have a lot, as you can see here, but yeah, it's come up too many times, you know. Helmeppo, damn, this card's insane. This card's absolutely insane. I love Helmeppo. This card, like, I'd probably play it if it was a 1k or potentially even 0 counter. I'd probably play it. This card's that good. You could trash it to play a 3 cost or less sword type character from your trash. That's insane. I mean, it's basically as long as you have a Hibari in circulation, you're playing 4 more copies of Hibari to, like, probably the best card in the deck, but it's a 2k. And you can also play Helmeppo, and because they all have character rush, you can swing with Helmeppo into like a chump guy, like a Daz Bones or like an Ohm or something, and then active main, play Hibari. It's great. It's absolutely great. Yeah, nothing more to be said about him. Also, well, one more thing actually to be said about him. I'm just fucking lying, I guess. The other target you can play is Kujaku. Yeah, if you're finding yourself a bit bricked, you can just play it. And I think of it as like you're playing a 3 cost searcher, which isn't great, but sometimes you just have to, you know. It's just a very versatile card. And the other Kujaku, really quick. I'm not a massive fan of this card because it's unsearchable, because I don't know why they made 2 Kujaku cards and say it can't search yourself. Bit annoying. Anyway, Kujaku, great card. It lets you filter out your hand, trash a navy, draw 2, and in your turn, opponent's turn, makes it so hard for them to starve you. So unbelievably hard. All your 6 costs or less get plus 2k power. It's fucking insane. She's just an 8k in your opponent's turn. A 4/8. Absolutely nuts. Helps filter out some cards out your hand. You bricked on, you know, a couple Smoker Tashigis with like a 8 cost Koby. Just helps really clear your hand up. The one thing with this card, which Dole does kind of fuck up, is if you notice, Dole gives all my Navy type characters plus 2 cost. Kujaku says all my 6 cost or less get plus 2k. It just means if I have Dole and Kujaku in field, these guys become 8 cost. So therefore, they don't actually get the plus 2k, meaning they're still at 7. It's just not nice. Yeah, it's just not nice. So that's why I've put it down to Ripper. Yeah, to the 4th copy of Ripper. You know. Yeah, no. And also, like, I like to think of these cards as being like they will have character rush on their text. You know. The fact that obviously your leader says they will have character rush. I like to think of this card as trash 2. Trash 1, draw 2, you know, plus 2k, and has character rush. Like, that would read insane in another deck, you know. That would read absolutely insane. So yeah, that's like I like to trick myself into playing more copies of this. But again, she's one of the first cards I will cut, just because she can be a bit of a brick as well, and she's unsearchable, you know. Well, she's searchable with this event, but, you know, not actually searchable. Cool. Now we're going to do these two together. This is Koby and Helmeppo. These cards are amazing. The deck would not be what it would be without them. First off, Koby, my leader's Navy, and it would be removed by any means, including your own. That will come up. You trash a card instead once per turn. That does mean by your own effects. It means by opponent's effects. It means by battle. It can just trash a card. And then when your opponent's character is KO'd, you draw a card. Absolutely sound. It's just amazing. It keeps up the grind game. If you have the 6 cost Koby and the 4 cost Koby out, you're drawing 2 cards every turn. It's absolutely amazing, you know. A draw 2 every turn is just so appreciated, you know. And Helmeppo. So Helmeppo's effect is you can trash a card from your hand, you draw 1 and play a sword type character with a cost of 8 or less from my trash. Other than Helmeppo, then it gets bottom decked at the end of the turn. So, essentially the combo is, you trash a card with Helmeppo, draw 1, and then you play out a 6-cost Koby. And at the end of the turn, when the Koby would be bottom decked by Helmeppo's effect, you can trash a card instead. Absolutely amazing, just absolutely incredible, you know. I really like this combo. It just means on your 6th on turn, you get 2, 6, 7 bodies out, 6, 7. It's great tempo, especially if you're trying to be aggro. Then next turn they've got to deal with a 7/7, and ideally you're playing out Sorokin Tashigi. Next turn they're dealing with like what? You probably got your leader and like say Hibari, so like a 5, 5, 7, 7, 8, all on your 8th on turn. That is miserable for them, Yeah, no, obviously as well with Helmeppo, if you really need to filter, you can play out like a Kujaku, which will be bottom decked at the end of the turn. But you obviously get to trash 1 to draw 2, and she can also attack characters, because they can all attack characters the turn they're played. Or another one is I trash a card to play out Hibari, and like I really need an active character gone, but I don't have a Hibari in rotation, or I don't have a Hibari in my hand or field, or a Helmeppo, Cool, yep, so that's the main bread and butter with the deck, is playing out these 2 guys. And the 8 cost. The 8 cost, I was really unsure about, but this weekend solidified it so much, man. This card was so good. On play, one of my characters can attack active characters this turn. Simple as, same as Hibari. Typically, you're always making it self, and then when attacking, you return 2 cards from your trash to the bottom of the deck to give your leader plus 1k until the end of the turn. Really good. Even just being a 6k leader is nice. Being a 6k leader is quite, it's quite nice. But when you've got Smoker and Dashigi, you become an 8k leader because they stack, and it is incredible. Being an 8k leader is just so strong. It's very hard for decks like Nami to deal with without, like, if they haven't changed play Robins, which they probably fucking will because it's Nami. But even just most decks can't deal with an 8k leader easily, It is absolutely great, and it was always probably clearing a guy as well. You're swinging 9k into like a smaller body typically. Yeah, no, it's great. In fact, this weekend I managed to get myself to be a 9k leader because I had Koby, I swung with it, and then I had I played Helmeppo out over the Koby, replayed the Koby, and swung again, which gave my leader plus 2k until the end of my next turn, and then boom, I had a Smoker and Dashigi on the field anyway. So I was a 9k leader against Boa. Not a great matchup. Means he was really even though I had 0 life. I'm a 9k leader. Very awkward for him to go for game, He didn't have any 9-cost Boas on field, so it was extra awkward, And you could put 10 under leader. And you could maybe go like 15 at life. But that's not cutting it when I'm 9k, That's 3 2ks and I'm out, which I had. Yeah, great card. This event, now we're on to the events, I'll whip you into shape. I'm not completely set on this event. I think I'll probably change some ratios around. It's come up at locals, didn't come up over the weekend, but it's not a bad card. It's a plus 3k leader event. There's loads of them like going around now. And then active main, your sword type leader or characters can also attack active characters. Very sound. The one I do like this a little bit more than Aramaki, just because Aramaki you obviously have to play it, and if you have 5 guys on field, you got to play Aramaki over a guy. You don't really want to do that. At least with an event, you kind of keep five bodies on field. Yeah, I like this event, but I am probably going to cut it. And now I'm losing my edge. I did make a last minute decision to cut Aramaki for this card. Thank God I did, because this won me 2 games by itself easily. This event is very strong. It's a plus 3k with extra steps. It's plus 1k, and then my trash is 10 or more. You add a 3 cost or less. The reason this card is so unbelievably good in this deck is when you're a 7k leader, they'll typically be going small pokes like 7, they'll be typically going like 7s at your life, Being able to play this out to counter a swing and add a 2k is so nice. You're, really stopping 2 attacks with 1 card. But also, it lets you add a 3 cost or less black character, meaning you can add Helmeppo, which is, as we just went through, another copy of Hibari. So this is a 1k and can add Hibari from your trash, with extra steps, of course. Absolutely incredible card. I'm thinking about cutting I'll Whip You Into Shape for another copy of this, or Doll for another copy of this. I'm going to see. It came up too many times, And lastly, Searcher event, the only one that can search Kujaku. It's top 3 searcher, your only trigger in your deck, and lets you add a Navy type card. Simple as. That isn't the bonus though. The bonus is literally just filling up your trash, which is good for your leader effect, you know? You kind of always at least have 3. Typically, especially if you're against like Lucy, they won't do like Barry Pistol just because you'll have like 3 in trash. That could be enough. Or if they do Barry Pistol and they make you put 3 in trash, then you know they're going to try and do it again. So then you can, you know, just play another one. It's a very strong card as well. Like I said, it's just a searcher event. I mean, it's not actually strong. It's only strong because your leader effect, you know? But yeah, this is the overall deck list. And now, I'm going to be running it into tech cards you can play. Some that I've played in the past, some that I'm going to test in the future. All of them, I think, have a actual place somewhat in the meta, you know, or at least they may do someday. So yeah, here we go. Cool, so now onto the tech cards. Some of them are a bit odd, but some of them I've seen in most other lists. I'll start from left to right. First off, Garp. Now this one actually isn't out yet, so and it's a bit of a cop-out answer. I'm not fully convinced on Garp, but I've seen a lot of other Koby players say that they're going to play Garp in their deck list. Simple as he is a top 5 Navy searcher. But the caveat is you do have to trash 1 card from your hand afterwards. Some people like this because it gets cards in trash. I think it's quite bad. But the one benefit as well is that it can search Kujaku. You know, I've seen some people say they're going to cut Kujaku to add Garp. I don't think I'm going to do that at all. It's something to consider though, especially if you're really struggling to find Kujaku when you need it, or like in a meta where maybe she's more important, you know, where like, you know, protecting your characters is really the name of the game. Yeah, this is more of an honourable mention. Garp isn't something I'd ever really seriously consider, you know. On to the next one, Ein. Yeah, Ein, very simple. Make something 0. You could pair this with Hibari. Just clears anything. You know, you got 2 bodies out. I'm not a massive fan because she isn't searchable and she also isn't a counter. But it is quite nice just being able to minus anything. You know, when Red Blue Ace was a bit more popular, around OP 14 to 15 time. Well, 15 times since most of the stuff wasn't out in 14. I was playing this just because it's quite cheeky. You know, you can make a Newgate 0. You know, it's just absolutely lovely. Seriously. Yeah, no, Iron is one of the ones that I would consider playing in a meta where there wasn't as many smaller guys, but in this meta currently there's just way too many. You know. And now Rebecca. Now, Rebecca is really, really spicy in the deck. Someone showed me at Locals a couple weeks ago, and I was almost considering playing it for Wolverhampton. Glad I didn't because I'm very happy with my list, but at the same time, I don't know, it's quite spicy. So, the tech with Rebecca is you add a black character from your trash to your hand, with cost of 3 to 7, and play a 3 cost rested. Obviously, you can always add a Helmeppo or a Koby if you're struggling for plays, you know. Especially adding a Helmeppo, the 6 cost, it's really nice, really sets up for your next turn when you're on 6th on. But the main benefit with this card is where you add the 3 cost Helmeppo, I'll pop this on screen now, and you play it out, and you do its effect trashing it to play a Hibari. So basically, you're playing out Rebecca into Hibari for 1 extra Don. So you're playing out Hibari with a blocker for an extra Don. It's great. And it's still only 1 card out of your hand missing. No, this card's really good. I think I'm gonna try it in when I'm playing more Kujakus as well, since I can add that from trash to hand. In a more like black oriented build. But no, it's a really nice little tech. Now, Sengoku is one that I'm an iron on. I mean, this is tech cards for a reason, you know. I'm not saying they're going to be perfect, but they all might have their time to shine. The classic EBO2 SR, people thought that this card was going to, oh my god, Black Navy's back. And obviously it's good, but it wasn't, you know, as good as what people wanted it to be. 7/7 blocker, you know, it's something to play on 7, which you don't currently have. And it lets you play a Black Navy type character. Cost of 4 or less from your trash rested. It's not awful. It's not awful at all. Lets you play out Kujaku to cycle your hand. or can let you play out Helmeppo rested, and then you do his effect to trash it to play Hibari active. So again, it's another one of those cards that lets you play out Hibari. And yeah, no, it's lovely. I do like playing Kujaku with this. You get the full 4 Don value. It sets up two bodies. It is quite nice. If I could, yeah, I'm correct. So Sengoku is on the cusp of Koby's leader effect as well. So because it has 7,000 base power or less, it is also under Koby's leader effect protection, and it's also, well, it has to be Navy as well. So there's another reason playing this card. I think again in a meta where removal is more popular, potentially something like this, just as like a big guy that's kind of harder to remove, you know. But yeah, no, he's one that I'll probably have to test with a bit more myself to really, you know, have a solid opinion. The next one is Clay Web. I think in the TCG it's actually called Glorp Web. I love this card. It's just such a funny name. Cool. So it's a 2-cost counter, right? Gives leader a character plus 2k, and then if your opponent has a character with 6,000 power or more, you give your leader plus 1k during the turn, or your character. So a 2-cost event that gives plus 3k is normally fucking awful. You know, I would never consider this unless you pair it with Smoker and Toshigi or Koby. And then, like, you could potentially be like an 8 to a 9k leader, or even a 10k leader under certain circumstances, which is absolutely nuts. That's like old Black Yellow Luffy numbers. And again, like, you could play Smoker and Toshigi on 8, play this on 2. Keep 2 Don up for this when you're in 10 Don. You know, I'm not saying it's amazing, but it is quite spicy being able to keep your leader just even higher, you know, that turn. No, I really quite like it. I really quite like it. It's just that 2 Don, man. Just that 2 Don is just such an investment for plus 2k, and most of the time you will get that plus 1k, but it's still just, man, it's just rough. Cool, now on to Shambles. Yeah, no, this is one that I'm very seriously considering playing. Lets you swap 2 characters with a base power of 9k, swaps their base power. Now, very nicely, it swaps their base power. You got to remember that. So I'll pop up on the screen now. I talked about the 4-cost Koby earlier in the video. The when attacking, you can KO a 3k base power and draw a card. No, this card's amazing paired with that. You know, you can, if you're playing against an NL, you can make their, because they're the NL's character is base power of 8,000, and then it gets a plus 2,000. But you make the NL whose base power is, you know, 8,000. You swap it with like a pudding or an ohm, and you can swing with that Koby and KO it. And it's even just good just to remove stuff in general. Like, you can just remove stuff quite easily, even if you don't have that Koby. You know, the one thing is that sadly it doesn't cut things, like it doesn't catch things like 9-cost Boa, 8-cost Moria. But it is still a very nice card. It does hit Robin as well, which is nice. Yeah, it's just a very nice card. Too bad it isn't searchable. That's the one problem. It's if you squint, it's almost like Round Table, but a bit worse and better in some ways. Yeah, you know, it's a bit like, yeah. Now onto the last tech card, Honesty Impact. This card's very nice. I played it for a very long time. Sadly, like, if I could add any card in, like if I had that 1 extra space, I'd add in Honesty Impact. In fact, I do wish I played it in Wolverhampton. I believe if I had this in my last game, I might have won. I don't know, one of those coulda, woulda, shouldas. But it's an amazing card. You minus 4,000 something, then KO a 6k or less. So you can KO anything that's 10k. But where I find it's quite useful is against like Buggy and Prisoners, where they normally would have swung with their Buggy. You can minus 4k it, and then KO their active prisoners with a power of 6k or less. You know, it's great. It's a really nice little card. Trigger effect's good. It's a life-saving trigger effect as well. There's a lot of 6k like power guys floating around. You know, you've got Nami, you've got Borsalino, you've got Kiku, you've got all the Thriller guys. You got what's his name? You got Crocodile, Buggy, Prisoner. It goes on. You know, you got so many. No, I do really like this card. Especially the lovely manga version of it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah, no. These are the tech cards. I wouldn't fault at anyone for playing any of these except maybe the Garp. No, but in all seriousness, these cards are. I think you should heavily consider them. I'm not playing them at the moment. Doesn't mean that they're not bad, even though I'm like the best player ever. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't play them. Especially like the 3 events I'm very considering. Especially I want to try Glorp Web or Clay Web as the sim calls it. I do really want to try it just because I think it'd be really funny to have like a really huge leader. I've got locals tonight. Maybe see how it goes. I could write in post-production how it went. Yeah, no. Yeah, so with everything we've learned, and all the tech cards, and everything I've walked you through about how each card works, we're going to play a couple practice games where I'm going to give some live walkthroughs on what I'm thinking, what my mind process is, and how the matchup goes. Alright, straight on to game 1. Cool, straight on to game 1. It's a matchup we talked about being okay, and look at that, we won the die roll. Ooh, okay, so in my hand, I do typically want to see a Searcher, but I do like how we have Hibari and Koby. Quite nice, but I would really prefer to see a Searcher, because in this matchup, I really need to Helmeppo into Koby, so we'll mulligan this. Ooh, okay, okay, not amazing, but we do have Kujaku, the one saving grace, because I know Teach does like to starve. Oh, into Koby. That's not awful either. Teach does like to starve, so having like the Kujaku, so he can't really clear my field, is lovely. Normally I would try and counter a little bit early on versus Teach, because I'd prefer my life not being just completely ripped later on. I'd like to have at least some life. I will be taking this one though, just because I need to see my pieces. Boom, look at that. Now that one card has just changed from awkward curve into amazing curve. Cool, he's playing Lafitte. He's going to be searching with this. Luckily, oh, I wonder what he's going to... Oh, he's trashing a Vasco shot. Very surprising. I probably would have trashed the Katarina Devon. No, Vasco's shot is incredibly good against our deck. Oh, he has another one. Should have seen that come in. Something very strong as well about Koby is the need that I don't need to waste a swing into his chump, Searcher. I'm going to play Kujaku, and I'm going to do her effect to trash the Koby, because Helmeppo can just play it out of the trash again, so it's going to end up in the trash anyway. I'm going to play Kujaku, and she's going to be able to swing straight away into Lafitte. I don't even need to waste my swing into it. So he's still losing a card or losing a life this turn. Or losing the Vasco shot if he wants to... No, I thought not. Shiryu, really good trigger for him. Really good. That's just really filled his hand back up. So the games I've had the most struggles against Teach with are the games that they actually don't swing into me until very later on. I think... Yeah, I played against someone in Top Cut who didn't swing into me, and I thought, oh, perfect, nice, and then it became a real big struggle later on, because Koby is one of those decks. It's kind of, you can obviously starve it, but if you're set up correctly with a 4-cost Koby and a 6-cost Koby, you can't. Which I did have, but then he negated the Koby's effects, so I wasn't getting as much power from it. Ooh, okay. Straight away with the Vasco shot. He's probably going to go, what, 5 and then 7? So I should probably counter this one. It's quite, yeah, I think I would rather have both the dolls than the Koby. Because I've got my couple turns set up. I can just play Helmeppo and, yeah. And now he's going 7. Again, I don't really want to take this. And I'm going to fill my hand up next turn anyway a little bit. So I will 2k, 1k this. I would just rather not be on anything like 2 life and then have to deal with a Zihaha, then down to 1 life, and then Zihaha next turn down to 0. Just a bit scary. So we'll play Helmeppo, trashing the Kujaku I drew, and playing up the Koby. Very nicely here. we are going to straight away go 6 at life, just so he can't, you know, if I go 5 at life, he can redirect to Vasco shot, rest the Kujaku, you know. I'll go 5 at life. Luckily, these guys also have character rush, so I will probably be swinging into Vasco shot this turn anyway. You know, I would rather... Oh, no, they're doing it themselves. Cool, rest in the Koby. And I'll go to the end of turn where I have to trash a card. I will trash a Aramaki. Like, I don't really need the counter as much, considering all my characters are 8k, and now I've got a bit of extra life, kind of just, I can take one. I'd rather be on 3, but I can take one if need be. Q, not a bad one at all. Shiryu, ooh, nice. Yeah, this game would be a lot easier if I had found a Hibari to be able to attack into the active Shiryu. A bit of a shame. Sure, let's see if we can find her. Oh, Searcher. That's almost as good. Give me a Hibari. Fuck. Okay, a bit rough. I can either try the Hibari there, or I can get out another Koby and Helmeppo, which I think I'm going to try and do. I'll clear space, so I'm not just playing over by giving the Kujaku +1. I'll play Helmeppo, trashing Koby, playing Koby. Normally I don't like doing this. I prefer to clear his Shiryu, clear like each of his field as he plays it. But I would rather... Anytime anything is KO'd now, I'll be gaining 2 draws from both of these Kobys. That's insane. It's going to be impossible for him to starve me, you know? And it's also going to keep the aggro up. Now I'll go a 7 at life, and I'm hoping he... Vasco shot, perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. I don't mind that he rests a character. I get to draw 2. And to keep this Koby alive, I have to trash a card. I'm not going to be like playing out Helmeppo again for the rest of the game. Like I maybe might have, but I would rather have every other card in my hand. You know, 3 2Ks, couple of these Kobys isn't awful, and the 8 cost. Yeah, I'll probably be playing the 8 cost next turn. Ooh, a 6 at life. I will drop the Aramaki. In fact, there's a chance I might not even play the 8 cost next turn. I might just go heavily at his life. I mean, I've got 6 decent swings coming at his life, you know? I will be trying to get rid of this Shiryu, though. So I probably will always play dull. Don't really want to go down to... I mean, I'll be on 5 cards in hand next turn. And if I play dull down to 3... No, okay, I do actually counter this. Yeah, the reason I counter this is because I'm going to be drawing 2 with these Kobys anyway. So it's not the end of the world that I do go a bit lower in hand. I'm thinking if I try and maybe... You know, I could put a Don under... I could do 2 8 swings at this Shiryu to try and get his cards in hand a little lower. You know. The Shiryu's dead this turn anyway. This is what I was saying, like, it's nice just being able to kind of control his hand as well. Like, if he does do his leader effect this turn, if he trashes a card to redirect, that's another card out of hand as well. Unless he does it to his life, and that's never bad anyway. Cool, now he's dropping a 2k. Making me not so sure to play this Koby. You know, I can play this Koby, attack gets redirected, and then I don't actually have... Yeah... I think more 8k swings are quite effective, you know. So 1 more 8. Look at this, down to 2 in hand. And he might leader effect to his life to get the extra cards back. Nope, he lets it go. Perfect. Now what? Cool. I guess we're always going to be searching, and I will decide like another 2k. I'll add Ripper. We do need a blocker soon. I'm probably gonna have to play over one of these guys here. That's the issue. I'll try 5 at life. When I say play over one of these guys, I'm never playing over these Kobys. There's never a world I do that. It's always the Helmeppos. Maybe go a bit harder at life as well here, you know. Go like 9 as well, so he really takes it. You might trash a card for his leader effect, but that's even better. Nope, he took the life. Sound, he's on 2 life. If he plays the 10 cost next turn, with a Zihaha, I'm down to 1, and then if he went 10, yeah, no, it's too risky that I don't play the Ripper. Bit nuts we haven't found Hibari yet this game. That's really quite unfortunate. No, because I've kind of been playing catch up. I've had to wait for him to swing with these characters, so he's actually getting value before I kill them, you know. Full red, Trash Burgess. I should have been like keeping on top of what he's been searching this game. That's one thing I did mess up. Shiryu, ooh, he might not even play the 10 cost. There's a chance he Shiryu's in and nope, he is Zihaha. Cool. Bit unfortunate, but I read it, you know. If he negates the Ripper, that is a bit of a shame. But then, if he does negate the Ripper, then I'll still be able to swing with these 3. No, he's negating the Koby. Cool. Even negating the Kujiaku isn't that bad for him, you know. But no, the Koby is getting me an extra card every turn. And I will have to 1k and 2k this. Thank God I played Ripper. Oh, was he swinging 10 at? Life, yeah, cool. We'll block this one. Oh man, no Hibari. I guess I've got an I'll whip you into shape, but it's not good enough, you know. I'm going to have to try and get rid of at least this teach. I'll trash the Koby now. I might be playing the Helmeppo later on for like a 4-cost Koby or a searcher, but yeah. I'll go 6 into 4 first. So he's got obviously block, redirect. Cool, that's gone. I can go maybe like... Ooh, I just realised if he... I'm a bit worried. If he does Zihaha into teach again, negates my doll, that's kind of just game for me. I think I need to play another blocker. Just such a shame. I know he's got blocking counter, block and then leader effect. So I'll just go 7s, you know. I'm like very okay with this, yeah. I'm gonna at least try and force a card out of hand here. It doesn't matter, like, if he's got trigger effect, it's still only 1 card out of hand. No point in me committing any extra Don. If he doesn't have a trigger effect for a bit, yeah, ugh. Yeah, there's the Shiryu. Cool. I'll play the other Ripper and pass with 3 Don up. I really didn't like playing over the Helmeppo, especially if he's got 2 teachers, you know. I'm a bit curious because he's trashed 1 teach, so I know the chance isn't very high, and he's got 1 Zihaha, he's got 2 Zihaha in trash. It's just, I don't know if he's playing 3. I know most people aren't, but I don't know. Still the safety net, because these 3 characters still aren't going anywhere, you know. And even if he doesn't swing with this teach, then it's like, cool, I'll block. Yeah, no. Yeah, not seeing Smoker into Shigi either this game. Man, this is not being the greatest game for us. Cool. Playing this teach. This is preferable for us. It's definitely preferable. I'll whip you into shape for that nice +3. I doubt he'll swing here. No, but I've still got these blockers ready. Cool. God, this is awkward as shit. I think 7s are the best way to swing though. I just need to swing 7. I don't have anything crazy I could play off Helmeppo either. Like, no. If he blocks with teach, then I do have a little play. I can always Helmeppo and a Sabo Luffy. Just swing there. I'm hoping, I don't want to commit any Don before that happens. 2 and a 1. Cool, we'll go 6 in life. Cool. Now I'm thinking. Because I can kill this teach. Well, I don't know. Has he leader affected? He hasn't. Okay, no, I think I need to kill this teach. I can go a Sabo Luffy, reduce that to, what's that, 9? Oh, that's still really high though. 1 under leader, so that's 2 Don. Helmeppo play out. Oh man, I really thought this is where Hibari would be great for the extra -1k. No, maybe I can go 5 at life and then just like 6 with these guys. that'd be hilarious. No, that's what I'm thinking. I think it's just too risky, you know. Oh, no, what am I saying? I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Cool. But I think I still want to go 5 at life to try and get one of those cards out of hand. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Because I can -3k this, but then he can still redirect to this, so it's like a 10. I'll go 5 life. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Got that 2k out of the way. Now I don't know if it's even worth a Sabo and Luffy. Especially now he's got his leader effect. Oh man, this is this is rough. This is really not nice. There's even a world I just pass here as well, you know, like. Sorry, this turns a bit long to say. Yeah, this turns a bit long. I think I can maybe at least force. He didn't leader effect yet, but that's, who knows if that's even a trigger. Because I could go Helmeppo. Oh, I don't know if he's pissed or not. I could go Helmeppo, play out the 8 cost Koby, put a Don under, go 10 there, make my leader +1. +1 leader is nice, and I do get that last card out of hand. Too bad I'll be playing over these guys, so that's the problem. I'd have to play over a Koby and a Helmeppo. A Kujaku and a Koby. Oh, fuck it, I'll do it. Oh my god, are you serious? Then I'll play over a Koby, sadly. Say Koby can attack actives. Put 3 under to go at 12 at here. Leader effect. It doesn't really matter as long as I don't put a sword at the bottom. So this is always, he's taking last life. He's losing card and hat. It's like, yeah, it's like, cool. He's taking last life and losing the card out of hand. I just hope this isn't. If this is Vasco's shot, then I'm freaking out. Come on, man. No Vasco shot. Please, son. No Vasco shot. How many has he gone through? 1, 2. Oh, okay, thank God. And then, sadly, end of turn, that goes. But the one benefit is he is on low enough cards in hand that I can just always put 4 Don to these guys next turn, you know, if they're still around. Nope, trash the Rayleigh. Yeah, because that's useless against me. 8 cost teach. Okay. That's fine. I don't mind getting another life, you know. With how little cards he has in hand, you know. And I also do have the Smoker and Tashigi as well. Oh, Boa. Ooh. Oh, now I know that's a trigger effect, not a counter. I will 1k this with Koby. Block with Ripper. And he's not going to swing here. Way too fucking late, Hibari. I'm not being funny. Cool. So I block. Oh man. Okay. I just have to hope that isn't. I just really have to hope that isn't a. Vasco shot. That's why I'm swinging. Normally I'll swing a leader first, just like, you know, lowest to highest. That's why. Yeah. Okay. I think even if it's Vasco shot at this point, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Because I can go 7 life. He redirects. Luckily, we have this Smoker and Ashigi. Thank God, man. But that Vasco shot, like I had the smoker and Shigi for the doll. Oh man, like you know. Oh well, wow, that game was rough. We even won without Hibari, our absolute crutch card, you know. No, seriously, that was a rough game. Like I'll really give it to him. He played that well. You know, and that last Vasco shot almost had me, man. I almost want to cry. If he had that, like, yeah, if he had that Vasco shot earlier, like, one life earlier, I was absolutely fucked. You know, he would have had me dead to rights. But cool, on to the next game. Cool, now we've got purple and L. Not the easiest matchup. We've won the die roll. Typically, we want to go second. I know NL likes first, but I think we like second more. So we'll take second. And this hand will, I don't know. We'll keep it. It's a bit touch and go. I don't like having both of these two straight away. It's mainly the searcher. You know, if I can find boom Helmeppo, that's nice. Helmeppo really keeps us in it here. Like, you know, being able to get out two guys against NL, he won't be able to deal with both of them. You know. 5 life. I'll counter this while I can. I don't have a lot of counter. I don't really want to know that though either. 6 life. Hoping this is like a 4-cost Koby would go crazy here. No, but that is not awful either. I will definitely not going to complain at that. Because now, I want to see if I can clear a good chunk of his guys. If I play Hibari to say that she can attack actives. I'm going to search here real quick. Is it too late for the 4-cost Koby? Doll's quite good as well. We'll take the 4-cost Koby. Just keep my hand up. Doll would have been really nice against his 6-cost as well, though. We'll go 5 into Ohm. Say that this Kujaku can attack actives. We'll minus 1k on the Shura. Trash to give this +1. We'll go 1 into 1. If he drops a card here, that's absolutely sound. See, that's fine. You know, it got, like, you know, it got value, you know. Another 5 at life. I don't really want to take this, and then he's gonna go like 6 at life, and then I'm down to 1. You know, I'll drop a Ripper. Yeah, so we know he's got a Mamaragan in hand, so sadly Ripper isn't doing tons anyway. If he's in Hibari, it's like a little annoying, but it's not end of world. And I prefer he actually swung with the pudding there. It just means that it's something I can swing into next turn. Take that life. Damn, down to 2 life already. Fucking sucks. Play Helmeppo. We'll trash. I do like these late game, but am I going to get there? Because I lose 1 card now, 1 card then. I'll trash this Koby. Play out this Koby. We'll swing into both of these guys, and then still go 5 at life. It's nice that I don't have to waste swings. Like if he does like spend next turn trying to clear, like swing at an L here, things like that, then it's fine. They work as pseudo blockers, you know. Next turn I have to trash card at the end of the turn as well. I will probably trash one of these now, you know. Just like I really like this card, and I'm glad I bumped it up. But you really got to see the event to get those cards in trash. Ooh, Gamma Knife on Helmeppo. Damn, man, that's fucked. I'd really like him to sink a swing into it as well, though. So I'm going to put 3 to the bottom. So that means this is basically not going to be useful for the rest of the game. The reason I put those 3 is so, like, because I could play both of these out with Helmeppo if need be. You know, I'd prefer to have them in the trash. Lightning Dragon on Hibari, yep. I'm hoping he wastes the swing with Enel or Leader. That works as well. Please swing at Koby. People, like, a lot of the time don't realize his effect. No, they realize it. Ooh, that is a good top deck. That's a really good top deck. Cool, cool, cool. We definitely take that. And now I'm thinking, how likely is he actually has the counter here? So if I reduce this, it goes down to a 6k. He has the Mamaragan. It goes down to a 4k, sorry. And then if I play the Koby as well, I can KO the Shura. Like, ooh. Okay, okay. I think I'm gonna play the it's a bit risky. The Koby and the doll, just so I can KO the Shura as well. And this probably goes, right? Because it'll be 5, 5, and then 7. So he'd have to have +2, and then 2 more +2s, and then he'd have to have the Mamaragan. Honestly, Mamaragan 1Ks. I think that's just a lot of cards gone, and then he'd have to find a way to deal with the doll next turn. I think that's, yeah, okay, cool. We'll play doll, and this, I don't think I'm getting enough cards in trash for this event anymore. You know, I think it's just going. Oh, I'm an idiot. Forgot Hibari's still here. It's extra -1. Yeah, it's 100% going now. Cool. Swing this Koby first. It has character rush. You know, still use these swings for something else. 5 into 3. Oh, now of course we get the fucking event now. Of course. Cool. Lovely. Should trash the Helmeppo. 5 at life. Takes. 7 life. Takes. Cool. I'm imagining he's gonna do some bullshit this time with Mamaragan. Maybe try and go for lethal. Yeah. Or not. No, I'm alright with him not going for lethal. How many lightning dragons does he burn through? Because Koby's one of those. Only one. Damn. Koby's one of those decks that you sometimes can just out resource and out. In fact, that's how I win most of my games, is when he's running low on cards. You know. I'm hoping he wastes his swing at board instead. I'd rather him not swing life, get me to 0. That's a bit risky, especially in the deck that. I think he's gonna swing life. He's gonna like 10 or 11 life. I'm not getting rid of every card in my hand for this. I'll just take this one. Oh man, this is something. Another doll would be nice here. Another doll would be nice. I'm trying to think what else would be good. Smoker Dashigi would be alright. Smoker Dashigi would definitely be alright, you know. I will search for the event first, try and get the non-counter out of hand. We'll take a 2k. Sound. Doing that any day. We'll -1k on this in your pink. And just go 5 into 5 here. Just to get the draw off that. Cool. Not the draw I needed. Not the draw I needed at all. I think this turn I'm probably gonna Koby trash the Kujiaku. Playing out the 8-cost Koby to swing into Reiju, and then, yeah, okay. But first off, I am going to do another one of these. Just I'd like to get the non-count. Ooh, I'll take doll. I don't know how much that changes things though. I think I prefer to have the counter, since doll is just going to get Mamaragan anyway, or double Elthord. I think I do like my play. I'm going to Helmeppo, trash in the Kujiaku. It's a bit late for her, and a 2k, banging. Playing Koby, he can attack actives. I don't know if it's worth. So I'll swing into the Senor Pink first. Because this probably doesn't die, yeah. And we'll go 9 here. Hitting these 2 events to the bottom, +1. Now I'm really regretting getting rid of that event, you know. Is what it is. This is like, you know, for an L, I mean, he doesn't have many 2Ks that aren't for his NL type characters, so he might have to drop Divine Departure plus another card. Yeah. Divine Departure and the L Thought. Yeah. Oh yeah, duh, 9 into 7, duh. Yeah, okay, that's still good. That's still good for me. And now I'll play the Kujiaku now over the Koby to get him back into trash. We'll add another 2k, banging. Only because at the end of this turn, this Koby would get bottom decked anyway, and I prefer that it at least is in the trash so I can play it out again with Helmeppo. I think I've gotten rid of most of my Helmeppos though. I think I'll put one back to the bottom earlier as well. I'll go 6 at life, maybe bluff an event. Yeah, I'll go 6 at life, bluff an event. 5 at life, say Koby can attack actives, and then I'm gonna go. I'm not going to bluff the event, because he's probably going to try and kill me next turn anyway. I'll go 9 into 7. Should have probably went 5 first, so you wouldn't have the extra card. Mamaragan, 1k, 1k. Sound. That was a pretty successful turn for me, you know. I am on 0, but the amount of cards I have in hand, and I'm a 7k leader, you know. 2, yeah, and then he's going to probably return all this on, and then, yeah, okay. 2, 2, and 2. Not the most amount of counter left, but yeah, so he's gonna do all this shit. I wonder how many events he actually has. Oof, this is actually looking kind of scary. Okay, cool, this is looking fucking terrifying. Ooh, I might be dead here. I don't even want to do the math because I'm scared to do the math, honestly. It doesn't matter, like, I don't think we could have done anything different last turn. Oh, by 1k as well. Look at that. Perfect. GG. It was the the 8 cost Koby. Given that extra, yeah, he had the 2. Yeah, he probably wasn't dying if I messed up earlier. Damn. Yeah. Perfect counter. Yeah, absolutely insane. It was that 8 cost Koby that really helped me out. That extra K, you know, it saved me basically 2 cards. You know, that one. Yeah. Yeah, so I do like that in this deck. You know, you don't have to go for lethal then and there. Like, you don't have to, what's it called, block it up all the time, I meant to say. You can just have, you know, just a fat amount of cards in hand. Plus, even that plus 1k means so much, you know? And cool, we'll go on with our third and final game now. Cool, for our third and final game, we're against another NL. I'm not gonna complain. You know, I'd rather not play against like an army. Can't be bothered for all of that. Yeah. So he's gone first. I'm taking second. I like this hand. You know, 2k, a doll, and these two are amazing. You know. Oh, look at that. That is the best card to draw in this situation. And I will take with this a event. Purely just to get the cards into trash. The other cards I did really want to take, but gets more cards into trash. And perfect, I can just take a... Ooh. I think I would rather take another Koby than the doll. Just because I feel like once I swing with this Koby, it's going to be locked onto Lightning Dragon. It'd be nice to be able to play out another one. You know? I was going to go 6 at life, and then, yeah, I'll 2k this one, and I'll just take the next one. Because what's this going to be? Like, 7? Yeah. I hate taking the first one, and then I'm like, shit, I don't want to drop 2 cards for the second one. Perfect. This is perfect. See, this Koby. Now I can go clear this, draw a card off that, and still 5 life. The fact that it's 6k is so nice as well on the opponent's turn. It doesn't make a huge difference, but it really does matter. Cool. He's played the big guy now. Is what it is. 5 into 5. I mean, I'll probably just counter this, right? Just so it's always there and he always has to kind of be aware of it, you know? Oh, I'm an idiot. Yeah, so that is a bit of a misplay. I should have 1k'd with the 6 cost Koby because that is going to trash anyway. That was a complete misplay. That actually might matter quite a lot as well. But I recognized it, so, you know, it's all good. We're at 5 life. Probably a Mamaragan or something, right? Or he might take it, go down to 3 already. Nope. Cool. Trash card to keep this Koby on field. Trash the other one. Since we mainly play him out with Helmepo anyway. Yeah, such a misplay, man. That's gonna matter as well. Or maybe not if you keep playing these big fucking guys. So don't worry. Yeah. So this I dropped a 1k last turn, so I didn't have to drop a 2k this turn because this would have just been her life, you know. Am I really going down to 1 already? Like, God, I really don't want to go down to 1 already. I don't mind dropping a 2k and then taking the next one. It's just, yeah, going down to 1 is kind of scary, you know, this early on when I'm not like a plus leader. Cool, this is a decent turn. We're gonna try and get rid of this fucking now. Let's see if we can find. Cool, found a Hibari. It's not bad. I think we're gonna take the other doll though at this point. Because he's played multiple big guys, and my doll's like the only way to really get rid of it. We'll play doll, trash in the other Koby, minus this. Yeah, we'll go like 6 here first. Cool, got the draw. We'll go we'll trash one. Give this one +1. 1 on. We got 2 here. And I think I'm just not even going to swing with these guys. I just don't want them getting -1 Lightning Dragon. And I don't want him to get the extra card in hand, realistically, either. Because if I swing with 1, he blocks. Then I've got to swing with the other to make it worth it. You know? So your pink. What's he getting hit with? Is it the Lightning Beast Kitten? What's this? The -1k one? Yeah. Because at least now he'd have to -2k. Oh, Gamma Knife. Ooh, okay. And Mamaragan. Sound. Well, at least I forced him to use the Mamaragan. Ooh, actually, I think I keep this guy alive this turn. Unless he has a... Sure, wait, he doesn't have a Don up. Cool. This is gonna be really risky. I'm gonna keep this guy alive by trashing a card in hand. I'll trash the other Koby. That's absolutely fine. We mainly care about secondary effect anyway, and Lightning Dragon doesn't get rid of the problem, you know. Oh, sure. That was a bit of a misplay. Yeah, this is really risky. I probably wouldn't do this in a regular game. I would have let it go. We'll add back the 2k Helmeppo. That's always better than the Aramaki, realistically. He's not even swing with this now. Cool. I'm thinking if I play the Koby and swing into the Shura, or if I just swing regularly. Yeah, I think I'll play the Koby. Just go like a 5 here, KO it. I get the draw too. Sound. Double Helmeppo, huh? It's not bad. I might play them out, but I don't know. I'd have to play... Yeah, I should have put the trash for that there. I have to play over this Koby. Yeah, I think I will play them out though. Just because I think I'd like... Yeah, and then I'll trash a card. The reason I did that is that 4-cost Koby is just going to be prime Lightning Dragon victim, you know? 7 life. Probably block this one while I can, you know? If I go down to 0, I go down to 0 this turn. Does kind of suck, but I've got the doll to kind of help clear. Ooh. Yeah, I didn't want to not block, and then it just hit by like, you know, by Mamaragan, and then let's say I take that one, and then it's just that's, you know, well, I'm almost dead. You know, I could die. You know. I always gotta care Mamaragan in this deck. I've lost too many times to it. I always try and block as soon as it's like somewhat worth it, you know. -1k on Koby. Freeze Koby. That's fine. As much as like as nice as Koby is, the best part is his secondary effect, you know. Cool. 10k of life is kind of scary. I think we'll just take it though. Oh, not bad. We'll take Helmeppo. Like, I could take the Ripper, but like I said, it's just getting Mamaragan or just some shit. Take this. Kujaku, not the card you really want to see. It's not Underworld though. It's really not Underworld. You know, I'm gonna... Yeah. I think it's very fine to just put 1 under. Go 8 here first. Get my draw too. Ooh, Hibari and that. That changes things. That's really quite nice actually. Yeah, it's going to be a similar game to last time, where there's going to be, like, yeah, I think it's going to come down to, like, some big swings at life, and I've just got to counter out, you know. Okay. Just got to work out how I'm doing this. I'm always going to doll on it now. I think I have to play Hibari first, because I don't want to play over any of these guys. So I'll play Hibari. Say she can attack actives. Maybe a 7 at 3-4. I can go 7 at Frankie. Yeah. Okay. We'll go 7 at Frankie. Say that this Helmeppo can attack actives. We're not using my minus effect yet, because I'd rather minus it on the NL, where I want the swings to go, really. Yep, cool. Now I will play Doll. Trash and Kujaku. Oh, crap. I forgot to minus 1,000. Oh, no. That could be it. I could have just lost because of that. That's really upsetting. because he's dropping 2 cards. He's dropping 1 card now. Oh, Mamaragan. Okay, I guess he's still dropping 2 cards. That's so annoying. Otherwise it would have been yeah, would have been 3 cards there, and then like yeah, that's very frustrating. That's just really annoying. It's just because I'm just not locked in, you know. I'm trying to think if it's worth even going for the pudding here instead. I don't think so. I think like it's better to even get the events out of hand, so it's potentially less plus 1Ks. Yeah, that's a plus 1K gone, I guess there. Yep, that's annoying. I've got to cope with this guy now. I've got a 2/2/2 this. God, that is tragic. Yeah, we'll scoop it there. Yeah, man, he wouldn't have had enough counter anyway. Well, would he have? So it would have been 5 into 3, 2K. Yeah, the extra card gone out of hand. At least he wouldn't. I don't think he would have had enough. Yeah, because it was the extra card, and like I think, yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, you know what? It really just is what it is. You know, it's only a casual. It's better than doing that tournament, you know. But yeah, no, seriously, guys, I hope you really enjoyed the video on Koby. This is one of my favorite decks of all time. Genuinely, I love the board control. I love the plus K in, like, you know, my leader. You know, barely fucking happened in those games. Yeah. I love not seeing Hibari because that's exactly what happened as well. No, in all seriousness, though, I really like this deck, and I just appreciate all the support. If you want any more tips, or if you want to even more in depth, I don't know how I'd even do that, please, like, let me know in the comments below. Seriously, I'd love to just get any feedback possible, or what I could do to improve the content, or just help improve you guys as players. But no, seriously, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'm going to be hitting you guys with a off-meta madness that I've had ready for a while now. It's going to be coming out probably on Wednesday evening. Just a bit busy during the weekend, and that is going to be the Hannibal off-meta madness. So if you'll see some absolutely awful Hannibal gameplay, make sure not to watch it, because you're only going to see good Hannibal gameplay. I promise you that. But seriously, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the support again, and have yourself a great day.